to come true or fantasy falling through, sealed luck awaits. We give Lucky Quarter 5 out of 5 blue chambray shirts.
Woo!
Okay, this is it.
I'm so excited.
It's like Christmas Day on crack. We have
What?
got. Oh,
I don't
only
think that's
my
a very
family.
happy time.
We have the Kingcast sitting in the waiting room. Let us know when they're on there, James.
Oh,
Wait.
Hello?
hello there.
Hello, everyone.
These guys are
Hi.
here.
Oh my! Oh my!
Is that a
There's
fake?
one,
Is
there's two.
that a fake applause noise? Is that what I just heard?
You know us too well.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Is this what you guys actually look like in real life?
Holy shit
Yeah.
snacks.
I know,
This is
way
a-
more
this is
handsome than
a-
you imagined, right?
Yeah. This
Thank
is
you
a costume.
so much for being here, you guys. This is so fun. We've got booze. What are you guys drinking?
The Breakfast of Champions Lone Star Light.
I'm the designated
Lone Star
driver.
Light?
Yeah.
Is that a Texas beer?
Yes, it is.
We've got some.
Haven't you seen True Detective, the first season?
Are you joking around? That is what the beer was. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is just the light version because I'm watching my girlish figure.
I think that we should have sought this out. Instead, we've got Michelob Ultra.
We got some monkey
Fair
piss.
enough.
We got
Sorry to
Michelob
people that
Ultra
like
from
it.
like 7 Detective.
Is that honestly any good?
Is this any good?
Yeah.
I mean, I've had it before. It seems like a diet beer, honestly.
Well, that's
tell
what
you the
light
truth.
beer is.
There you go, Tony. Rock it.
All right. Well, I mean, we could probably fuck around all night on just like dick jokes and drink stuff.
Light beer.
But I want before
That's our
we
bread
get,
and butter.
Yes, us too. But before we get too deep, we are going to discuss some films that we gave to you. When I found out that you guys were going to be on our show, I went back to when we were on your show, and we were briefly talking about how Stephen King tweeted us, and one of you guys had quoted saying "Oh my God, if Stephen King ever tweeted at us, we would probably act like the adults in Jurassic Park and just not move." But a lot has changed since then. You guys have actually had him on your show. It was fantastic. Run us through what that was like, because you're literally the closest people to next to CM, who did freak out at a book signing once meeting him.
The video's great.
You want to take that, Eric, or you want me to do it?
You go for it, man.
Well, we knew that he was coming on the show 10 months before he was actually on the show.
Oh my God.
So we had to, we got in touch, and then the word came back that it was going to be about 3 months or something before he could do it. Finishing up a book, which we now know to be a fairy tale, which is coming out very soon. By the way, I've read it. I can't comment on it verbally, I don't think, via the agreement we made, but I will just say, we're not supposed to make that hand sign anymore. I'll do that. The Kingcast is not a racist show. So then 3 months went by, and we heard he's going to need another 3 months. And then the King kept getting kicked down the road for, it was like 10 months. And then there was one day out of the blue, we got word that he was ready to go. And that was about 3 weeks before the recording happened. And then, so maybe early February. And then we spent the next 3 weeks shitting our pants and nauseous and absolutely terrified. We came up with 4 pages of questions that we only got through maybe one of those pages in the time we had allotted with him. But he was a delight, and he was a really good sport. He put up with our shenanigans, and he told me to get a life, which was really career pinnacle shit. I'll never forget that as long as I live.
That's got to be a ringtone at some point.
It was also really funny because he was, you've seen him do interviews and stuff. He's game for anything. And so we knew we wanted to kick off the interview with a a funny bullshit question, and he not only rolled with it, he beat me to the punchline, because I was like, I've seen multiple interviews with you, hundreds of interviews with you, and I think I've come up with a question you've never been asked before. And then he instantly jumped in, is like, is it where do I get my ideas? And I'm like, you just beat me to my own punchline. Like, you ruined
That
it.
was actually me. I don't know why you're claiming that, but
I'm going to claim everything. Well, I'm going to claim it because I told you that I wanted to do that, and then you ended up doing it.
That's true.
So.
That was Eric's idea.
I wanted to do it. You took it, so I'm going to take at least half credit. I get
that's fair. That's
50%
That's fair.
ownership over that interaction.
Listen, let's not fight in front of the children.
No, please, we love it. Keep it up. So we gave you 4 films to watch. Did you guys do your homework?
Yeah, we did, and I also tuned in a few times and watched whatever I could over the last few days.
Right.
Thank you.
You're like, these guys are a goddamn tech mess.
But since I just talked for like 3 days straight, I'll let Eric lead off.
Sure. I did the same thing. I watched a bit of the stream yesterday, and I saw I think my favorite of what I watched yesterday was an older Dollar Baby you guys ran that was The Man Who Loved Flowers. And it was done kind of like a musical, which I thought was
that's a great one.
I thought that was like a brilliant way to adapt that, because you get a little bit of that. There's a movie that Ryan Reynolds did a long time ago called The Voices, which I think is really underseen. Yep. But it plays with point of view in the same way that story does, and that's kind of what I imagine like the filmmaker of The Voices would have approached this material, and I thought that was really well done. And then I watched today. I watched Rainy Season. I watched what else did I watch? I watched the Road Buyers Head North, and both of those were fantastic, because the problem with a lot of these things is they can they're meant for filmmakers, young filmmakers, to cut their teeth and discover their voices, and so sometimes with the Dollar Babies you can get low production value, or people just scraping by and grabbing what's around them to do things. But like what I've noticed recently from the Dollar Babies that I would try to hunt down and watch back before people like you guys were making it easily available, is I've noticed a giant production quality jump. That there's drone shots in these fucking things now. It's like people have a really great not unique. They have a great understanding of cinematic language now, and it's like I'm surprised again and again. While sitting in the waiting room, we watched the last 2. And the same thing there. It's like, oh my God, there's great acting. You have good actors, you have good equipment. It's leaps and bounds better than what the Dollar Babies were when I was seeking them out. You know what I mean? Like back in the day.
Well, today, I think I'm pretty sure we roped Lou Ferrigno into being another one of our Dollar Babies. So.
Oh yeah, perfect.
I gotta ask about Lou. Is Lou a Stephen King fan?
So he is. I mean, everybody is kind of a Stephen King fan in one way, shape, or form. For Lou, he's crazy about The Shining, and I think I'm not sure specifically if that's because he loves Stephen King, or it sounds like he's a really big Jack Nicholson fan.
That makes sense.
Which who isn't, right? But I mean, he did go into how he thinks that he's very good at capturing, those nightmare moments and everything like that. It was a really good little interview with Lou, actually.
And he looks fantastic with his cannibalistic
pig
farmer beard.
I saw a picture of him like that. Yeah. I just watched Pumping Iron for the first time recently. So.
Oh, no way.
Oh, everyone brings up that scene between him and Arnold, and him getting mad at Arnold. I don't think we should talk about it on the show.
Yeah. No. All kinds of inappropriate.
We will never want to work with us again if we bring that.
Yeah. We're gonna derail your Dollar Baby get.
Back again. To your point, though, in terms of wow, the production value has really gone up on things, this, that, and the other. One of the films we did give you to watch was Zornet, and last night, honestly,
So good.
We had Marcelo on last night and he closed out the show and he was like the fucking belle of the ball. Everybody loved him on the YouTube chat, on like Facebook, on Twitter, and he did not disappoint. And he said that for dollars, because he's in Brazil, he made that thing for $700. And that's just that's unbelievable. And everybody wants a plush Zornet, by the way.
So
I
we
believe
approached
that it was me. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's okay. So we approached Marcelo to come to Canada to make a $7,000 feature with Lou Ferrigno. No, just kidding.
And Lou's getting 6,999 of those dollars.
I love that one, and I thought that it was. I'm not surprised to hear that it cost $700. It's clearly working on a very limited budget, but I think that with Zornet, like you didn't need. I mean, you could do that exact same thing with a much higher budget, but I found the effects, like the snail, the fucking, in the original short story it's a fernet, and then here it's a Zornet, but I found it very charming, and I thought that presenting it as like a Twilight Zone episode was a really cool idea.
Did you watch the interview last night? It's okay if you didn't, because he told us why he changed it from F to Z.
I didn't. I was unreasonably drunk last night and couldn't have anything.
That's okay. So the reason why he changed it, because in their language with an F, it is really close to fornication. And so that's why he changed it to Zornet instead of Fornet.
But then he followed up like that conversation with these weird hand movements where he's like,
He did.
this is how I got into the puppet.
Yeah. He was like, I was the puppet. And he continued to like air fist the screen for us.
Right on.
That's sounds
That guy is always going the distance for sure. Like Marcel, he's a talent to watch, man.
I see the chat reacting to my dog Conan here, and I just want to face him to the camera. Conan, those are the people. Say hello. He's a Chihuahua mix, and he's a little prince, and he needs a lot of attention.
Oh my goodness.
My favorite of what we watched, or what you sent over, and what I watched in addition to that was The Road Virus Heads North.
yeah.
Same.
It's really good.
So good.
And I thought it was better than the TNT version of it that they did with Eric. What's that guy's name? Tim.
Someone said that in the chat earlier in YouTube that they agreed with you.
Yeah, it was Tom Cruise.
Berenger. That's
Tom
who it
Cruise.
is. Tom Cruise famously was on a TNT show. And the painting was fucking rad, like what they did with that, and it wasn't as the Nightmares and Dreamscapes TV series, particularly that episode, suffered from an immense amount of post-90s aesthetic, and it didn't work for that story. I loved this version of it, and that was absolutely my favorite thing of what we watched.
Yeah, I think I've described that look as the anti-piracy ad look. We're in that TNT one where it's just shaky camera and everything's trying to look David Fincher and fast edits, and it's awful. The TNT one is awful, and I agree. Like that one. Like that TNT Nightmares and Dreamscapes version was running through my mind when I clicked that link, and I'm like, oh fuck, here we go again. Like this is just a doom story, and I'm watching it going, oh no, this is actually legit. And little things, again, cinematic language. That's what I'm seeing a lot of. Whether it's I have no idea who that filmmaker was, so I have no idea if like they've been studying for years or if it's just innate. But it's like when he sees the painting for the first time, and it's like cutting into his eyes and then cutting back to the painting, and it's zooming into the painting with each. It's like little things where you can that tell you visually like what the character's feeling, instead of just being a by the numbers man walks into a room, sees painting, buys painting, which I've seen a lot. Indie shorts and indie features even kind of do that, I guess, kind of out of necessity, because they don't have a long time to shoot, but yeah, no, I was really impressed with that. Like Scott, I thought the painting looked great. I really got the sense that it was the Berenger the Berenger, the Tom Berenger of Doom, the Harbinger. That's what I was looking for. The word I was looking for. It was the Harbinger of Doom. Yeah, and you know, the whole thing just looked good. I bought it, and it kind of lulls you into the story. It was willing to take its time, which a lot of shorts again are kind of afraid to do. So I was really impressed by that one.
That lead actor has like such expressive eyes.
Oh, for
and
sure.
Yeah.
and it really kind of hammered it home. I'm just like, oh my god, just like so great.
Yeah. It
I'll
actually made me
also add
remember
that
reading the story.
you know, for rainy season, which Eric was talking about earlier, I thought Brian Taylor Smith, the lead guy in that, just fucking killed it, and so did the director. It was really polished. I really enjoyed that one. I liked everything you sent over, frankly, and
It was a group choice.
yes, well done on those selections.
It was a group choice that Leah made.
Well done, Leah.
It was James and I, actually.
That's how we roll. Also funny, because you were talking about your dog. We did an interview with Mark Bernardin where my dog was literally licking his balls on the interview, and Mark
Like online, because I wasn't aware that you could do that, and I would like.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, there was all kinds of issues with it, copyright wise and everything. No.
Wait for the video on demand of it later.
Dog licks balls in front of Bernardin. Yeah,
in front of. I thought you said he was licking Mark's balls. That's why I was like, how did you accomplish that? And
that is amazing.
Send a link. Let's get this done.
There we go. There starts the spiral.
Oh, God. Yeah, already down the rabbit hole, kids. It's always the ball licking. We did also give you Boland's version of Gray Matter. What did you guys think of that one?
I liked it. I mean, that's I thought that it was very authentic looking, like in the sense that it looked like a shitty little town at every possible juncture. I thought the dad, like the fucking mess that guy becomes by the end of it, the alcoholic was pretty cool. I think the kid needed to tone down his hair a little bit. It was a little carrot top. But beyond that, you know, I was into it. And I'm sorry to that kid. I'm sorry for dragging a kid on this life.
Fuck kids, man.
He's coming after you now.
Yeah, we can say that. That's fine.
Especially if they're corn children. We don't like the corn children very much.
Oh, there's a lot of those in Iowa.
Yeah, I know. Don't say that too loud. We might not get home.
You gotta watch out for those corn boys. They're sneaky.
Especially the redheaded ones.
And just out of curiosity, I should probably already know this. Have you guys crossed paths with the Dairy Public Radio folks before?
Not in person.
Not in person. I think we've interacted with them on Twitter a few times. We like those folks.
Not in person that you know of.
That we know of. But
I've caught them in my backyard a couple times looking in, which was
get off my lawn, Dairy Public Radio.
It's pretty brave on their part. We're in Texas. We got guns everywhere here, so you don't want to be peeking in houses, but you know, applaud the bravery.
There are a lot of Stephen King podcasts out there, and we count ourselves as friends of the vast majority of them. There's plenty of room in this world for, you know, as y'all have proven with this film festival, and a billion other people have proven with, you know, their podcasts and their, you know, what they're working on in relation to Stephen King, that there's no end to how much you can talk about this dude. And I consider all of us friends.
That's a pretty bullshit answer for not following them on Twitter, you guys.
Zing.
Well, listen, I run the Twitter, the Kingcast Twitter account, and my rule is we will follow you if you've been on the show or if you are coming on the show, and I just do it early. So that's a little hint for anyone who wants to be a stalker about it and monitor our follows. You can sometimes get like a preview of who's going to be on the show.
No, I was just guessing, and you fell into the guilt. Like, no problem.
So, fun fact. I mean, we have a Comic-Con called Northern Fan Con that we've plugged like incessantly throughout this whole thing.
I've also bugged them a lot about Fangoria.
Oh yeah. I mean, we tried to get you guys to come out there. Dairy Public Radio actually made it.
We follow them on Twitter.
But I see you guys are going on the road now.
Ooh, we
Yes.
are, yes.
Where are you going?
Preach, Eric.
None of your
Preach.
business. No. No.
Well, Dairy Public Radio already knows where you're going.
Yeah.
No
We're going to
shit.
Bangor. We're doing the Banger in Bangor in October. We're doing our first solo Kingcast event, and little nervous about it. We're kind of taking a leap off of the high board or whatever the fuck those things are. We're diving into the deep end, like not quite knowing if people will show up, but we're kind of doing the, if we build it, they will come. We have Mike Flanagan and Kate Siegel. They're coming out with us, and we're doing a live recording of the show. We're doing an exclusive VIP tour via the SK Tours people, where you can take the tour with the Team Flanagan, and the Kingcast hosts. And so it's going to be a pretty fun time, I think. Yeah.
So if people want to actually get into that, like where do they go? Like where can they get tickets and everything like that?
That's a good question. Tickets go on sale next week. We've made the announcements that it's happening. It's over the 14th and 15th of October. So beautiful New England fall time to go. And yeah, we'll have tickets, and we'll announce those to our Patreon supporters, and then we'll announce the tickets for on the Twitter feed, I think. Yeah. So that's where the links will be once we have it ready. That's what I was working on right before coming up here, was setting up the ticketing ticketing stuff. So
Well, we'll retweet it to our very large audience that you don't have.
we'll save a seat for Lou Ferrigno.
No, they have way more. They have way more people than us. That was
like,
my
where's
smart
she
ass.
going with this?
I told them, I was like, I'm coming for you, Scott. Like,
There's Eric, did you say early dollar baby films are not as good at some point? Because there's someone in the chat saying they respectfully disagree with us on our belief that early dollar baby films are not as good.
Well,
Which I did not say at any point, and I have no idea what the fuck this person is talking about.
that is something that I said.
I was tuning you out, and you should not have said that, frankly.
Well, here's the point. Like I agree with the dissenter, with the naysayer, to a degree. That seems like it started off strong. That's when you have the Darabont dollar baby, that launched him. You have like that early time period where if you were going to make a film, you couldn't just grab a video camera, right? You had to get 16 millimeter, 35 millimeter. You had to get a crew to do it. So all those like really early dollar babies have kind of a built-in production value because of that. But I'm talking about when I was really hunting for them. So we're talking the 90s and early aughts. That's when anybody, with a Sony Handycam, could get the rights and try for it. So that's what I was referring to, more than the very, very early days of the dollar baby. So you are right to call me out on that, by the way. But let me specify for the record. That's what I meant.
James, that should have addressed your question.
yeah. Have you had any of the dollar baby filmmakers on your show at all?
Well, we've been on their show.
Well, no, I guess so.
Yes, we have.
Aside from the doctor's
Yes.
case.
Yeah.
I'm just digging
Minus
a
the
fucking
doctor's case?
pit
No,
here.
we haven't. Yeah.
There you
Although
go.
we are working pretty heavily on getting Frank Darabont on the show, and so that's let's give that a 50-50 as of this moment. So that'll be our second dollar baby filmmaking team if we do get him. But no, and we'll make sure to tell him that he's number 2.
Okay. The guys will like ride that forever. That's amazing. So aside from Stephen King, you guys always have like the super coolest guests. What have been your favorites aside from him
And Mark Bernardin.
and Mark Bernard?
Bernardin's great. We love Mark.
Dude, that guy's so crazy.
Brian
intelligent.
Fuller is kind of hard to beat because he comes in with these insane queer readings of Stephen King material and you listen to him talk about it, and like that dude could be president if he wanted. Like he could talk anybody into anything, and he is just so full of life and smarts. Yeah, Brian Fuller. It was one of his episodes with for Salem's Lot. I think it was the first time that I was sitting there editing the show, going, "Oh wow, this is like actually something good. Like beyond something we're just doing." and I hope people like it too. Like, I was proud. I'm like, this is great. If this is what the show can be, then we hit on something here. So Fuller jumps to mind. Mallory O'Mara is a favorite
Mallory,
of ours.
any Mallory episode is a banger. Any episode with Kate Siegel or Mike Flanagan is very entertaining. Guillermo del Toro's episode was great.
Oh, that's a great episode. I love that episode.
Flula Borg.
Oh my god.
He's on another level. He's a very, very funny. He was Javelin in the Suicide Squad. He's like got this very thick German accent, and he's so ridiculous. But we have him come on, and he like describes the plots of the movies that we assign him, and he does them in the most ridiculous ways possible. So, like with Carrie, he called her Gravity but Rude. Which is actually pretty legit when you think about it. And he'll like misremember characters' names and stuff. It's the funniest shit. Like, we always know when Flula's on the show that it's going to be an hour of entertainment. Yeah,
That's fantastic.
But, Karin Kusama was a great guest on the show. Like, that's the thing with the Kingcast that I particularly like, is that it goes from chaotic hilarity one episode to like actually introspective and oh my god, these people might be smart. Not us, our guests, obviously.
Yes.
But
we're definitely not very smart. And
no, for sure.
Yes.
There's
Without question.
some legit range
Eric
there,
is
though.
smarter than I am. I am very, very dumb, but that's also my role on the show.
That's
so
a
it works
great
out.
way to get out of responsibility.
Shut
Yeah.
the fuck up, Leah. You don't need to, don't blow up my spot like that. Eric's like, I need you to write a sentence. And I'm like, I don't know how to write. Yeah.
This
I write
feels
good. I'll
very
do it.
much like our relationship.
That's very true, actually. Oh,
Yeah.
God. Do any of our kids on the couch here? Do you have questions for our friends of the Kingcast? Anyone want to steal this microphone from me?
I
Pressure's
actually,
on.
While we were sitting here, I wrote Kingcast. I wrote you guys a haiku, if you don't mind.
Oh,
Yes,
please.
please.
Shit,
Yeah?
that's crazy.
All right,
You just
all
did it while we were sitting here?
Yeah, while we were
Poetry
sitting
at the
here.
Kingcast.
I'm gonna count it on my hand in case I fuck it up. All right. Have us on Kingcast. Seriously, do it now. I fucking dare you.
We
That's
don't
beautiful.
respond well to ultimatums.
And I give the Kingcast 5 out of 5 blue chambray shirts.
Oh,
If you would have given him 6 out of 5, you would have got
6.
on the show. But
Right, yeah, exactly.
yep.
I
Yeah,
will
you
say, I
done
did
fucked
read,
up. Can't go
after
back
the
now.
Stephen King interview, had to geek out about the amazing geeky questions you guys asked, and I was just eternally grateful that you asked the same ridiculous geeky questions that I had always wanted to. It made me very happy.
We knew going into that interview, like we tried very hard going into that interview with him we watched a ton of interviews with King, read a bunch of print interviews with him, and were determined not to recycle questions. This was like a once in a lifetime opportunity maybe. And so we wanted to make it a Kingcast interview with Stephen King. So it was kind of ridiculous at points, and it was kind of serious at some points. And it was, I wish we'd had time to get through all those questions. We didn't even get to ask him about his obsession with corn, which is something our listeners are still giving us a hard time about. But rest assured, if we get him back, you're going to hear it.
First question, just to make sure we don't run
Right.
out of time.
Yeah.
We're not saving that one to the end like we did last time foolishly. And he was like, all right, time's up. Got to go.
Yeah.
You're
But
done.
it was I think we did what we set out to do, and he was so gracious, and he's we'd both met him before and knew him to be a very down to earth guy, and he lived up to that on the air.
And we heard through the grapevine that that he enjoyed doing the show. So we heard secondhand that he was telling other people that he had a lot of fun doing it. So yeah,
so we're best friends.
Life made. Yeah, we're best friends. That's why we're going to Bangor. Stephen King will not be on the tour or at the recording, by the way. So nobody buy your tickets next week, assuming that's going to happen. But yeah, no.
I do have a serious question for you guys, if you don't mind.
Oh shit!
First one was just me doing a bit. As your guests come on, they choose the Stephen King's like story they want to talk about in that experience. What are the stories either that people haven't picked that you are waiting for someone to pick, or the ones that when someone picks it, you are hyped about it?
Dolores Claiborne has never been picked. We had a guest lined up for that one, was going to take it, and apparently had a pretty substantial thesis on that one, and it just didn't pan out. That was within the first year. And then Eric and I watched it together the other night, and I'm dying to talk about that one, so I hope someone picks it soon. And then the ones we're always excited to talk about, The Jaunt comes to mind. I think we can both talk about that till we're blue in the face. Right. Personally, Crouch End is my favorite short story that he's ever written. So anyone who ever picks that automatically becomes a top shelf guest, in my estimate.
Right. Make note, Dairy Public Radio.
I'm asking for a reason, man.
Right, you're trying to get some intel. I see what's going on.
Yeah. So did one of you guys say
done
Doomakey?
What's that?
Did somebody mention Doomakey?
I joked about it because that's the book that I know it has its fans. We get hit up from people going, I want to hear about Doomakey, but for the most part, that's a good joke answer for like the best Stephen King title, like next to Dreamcatcher, maybe. No, I think The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon.
It's not as bad as Dreamcatcher. I mean, let's not get hysterical.
No. It's not a bad book. I just think it's a funny title to bring up.
John Slattery would be a cool guest.
The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon is like one that I'm really looking forward to somebody picking that we haven't done yet. There's a few others. It took a long time for somebody to pick The Long Walk, and now that they have, we've done 2 episodes on it. And
Josh is stroking out back here.
Love that story so much.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. I think The Long Walk is a no holds barred masterpiece. I love that story.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
Well, we're at about time. I mean, we could literally hang out together. You guys are like, oh God, get me away from these fucking nerds. But
no more. I want more haikus. That's what I'm just sitting here waiting for more haikus. So
I'm not.
Don't get their hopes up if you're not bringing them on. Like
we've established, we are both dumb. We can't count syllables. So.
Well, you guys, thank you so much for absolutely everything that you've done for us, like retweeting articles, being on the show. You were both absolutely super awesome in our books, and we really appreciate you.
Yes, of course. We're happy to support. Like as always, we're happy to support anyone else that's working in the same space as us. We love all Stephen King fans. Dairy Public Radio. Let's talk. Let's come on to your show and have a conversation. You know, whatever you want to talk about. You guys are our family. You're our people. So and so is everyone else in the comments. So we're happy to be here and happy to do whatever we can to spread the word.
For sure. Yeah, and I echo all that, and also thank you guys for highlighting the hard work of all the people that who don't often have a chance to show it off. So it's you guys are doing important stuff, and I'm sure it means the world of the filmmakers and Stephen King fans alike. So thank you for doing what you do, and thanks for inviting us on.
Oh, thanks,
you guys are so awesome, man. Thank you so much.
You have a great night.
Well, that's it, kids. Except I hear that there might be a final something or other from our Dairy Public friends.
Yes, you guys came all this way to have this festival in our hometown. So we wanted to. I wanted to write you guys a brand new haiku. We did a Stephen King rules haiku last year.
Corn.
Yeah, corn. 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 All right. From across the world, bonds building community. Thanks for being here. We give the Stephen King Rules Dollar Baby Film Fest 5 out of 5 blue chambray shirts.
You know we love you guys so much.
You fucker. I'm gonna go cry now.
Yeah.
We're here because of you guys putting in a good word for us. So thank you. We love you. We were immediate best buds as soon as we met. Tony, thanks for coming. All the filmmakers that came. I love you two knuckleheads too.
Love you so much.
You didn't go to jail while we were here.
Not
Thank
yet.
you, Alternating
Still one more
Currents. Thank you. Thank you, Davenport. Thank you for everyone watching. If I forgot, I'm really fucking sorry, but this was a really great time.
So here's what we're hoping is like, I'll tell you what, Davenport has really made a great impression on all of us. What a great city. Alternating Currents has been just unbelievably amazing. Like walking out and just seeing so much going on in this city is amazing. So thank you so much. Thank you so much to Jason from Alternating Currents, to Rusty from Alternating Currents.
Yeah, Rusty's had to babysit us all weekend.
Mike and Garth, who were running in tandem to us the Alternating Currents Film Festival. So nice. And I have a haiku.
Oh, you do not.
Oh yeah. Okay, you ready?
Oh,
Here it is.
I don't know.
Come on. Don't get cringy. This is for you guys because I love you so much.
You really did.
I did. Haikus all weekend. Dairy Public Radio. Iowa besties. I give you 5 blue chambray shirts.
Thank you very much, Norm. Thank you so much.
Well, and I also want to thank Tony's groupies for coming, Michelle and Sam. They've been with us through, like, they're the best chicks ever, and we're so glad that you're here.
I want to just give a shout out to my groupies over here, Samantha and Michelle. You guys have been angels all weekend. Thank you for supporting us and being here for everything. I just want to take a quick second and thank you guys for letting me be here. It truly is an honor to be amongst such wonderful people. The Doll Babies who traveled so far away to be here. That was an amazing moment for me personally. And this is truly a great chapter for my book. If you liked what you saw this weekend, grab my book, Stephen King Dollar Baby, the book by Anthony Northrup at Amazon, and look for number 2 next year. Thank you guys so much for being here, Dairy Public Radio. I love you guys. It's been a great blast.
And, before this turns into an endless circle jerk, maybe we should just shut the stream down.
No, I say we circle jerk.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Please end
All
the
right,
stream.
here it is.